After adding Miles Turner, the Milwaukee Bucks are still looking to add another veteran center. According to Anscape's Mark Spears, the Bucks and two more teams have expressed interest in Boston Celtics unrestricted free agent center Al Horford as his expected move to the Golden State Warriors stalled. Golden State, obviously, expected him to sign last week. He didn't, Spears said on ESPN's NBA Today on July 14th. Lakers, Milwaukee, and Atlanta, I believe, are also interested in a nearly 40-year-old guy who also has retirement on the table. He's still considering retiring. He's not in any hurry. He's got a sixth kid coming on the way. He lives in Atlanta and Boston in the offseason. But I'm hearing that whether it's Golden State and to a lesser extent the Lakers, being away from the family that far isn't going to be in that decision. Horford, who earned $9.5 million last season, will be a valuable addition to any of the four teams pursuing him. But if he chooses the Bucks, he will back up Turner and give the Bucks one of the most fearsome frontcourts in the league, along with Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bobby Portis. Horford averaged 9.0 points, 6.2 rebounds, and 2.1 assists, while making nearly 2 three-pointers per game on 36.3% shooting from beyond the arc last season. Bucks add Cole Anthony. The Bucks have finally found their point guard after waiving and stretching Damian Lillard's remaining $113 million under his contract to make way for the signing of Turner. Cole Anthony, 25, plans to sign with the Bucks after he clears waivers following his buyout with the Memphis Grizzlies, ESPN's senior NBA insider Shams Charania reported on July 12th. Anthony, the 15th overall pick in 2020, will sign a one-year deal with the Bucks, Charania added. The 6'2" guard will join Ryan Rollins as the only point guards on the Bucks roster and is the favorite to win the starting job. Anthony averaged 12.5 points, 4.3 assists, and 3.8 rebounds in his first 5 seasons in the NBA, all in Orlando. The Magic traded Anthony to the Grizzlies along with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope for unprotected first-round picks and one first-round pick swap for Desmond Bane, the 30th overall pick in 2020. Charania added Anthony ranked in the top 5 in total points and assists off the bench the past 3 seasons, citing ESPN research. Bradley Beal unlikely to go to Milwaukee. According to The Athletic, the Bucks are likely out in the Bradley Beal sweepstakes as the Los Angeles Clippers are likely the leaders to sign Beal if he secures a contract buyout with the Phoenix Suns. The Clippers can offer Beal, a 3-time All-Star, up to $5.3 million in salary for the 2025-26 season. Additionally, the Clippers have an opening in their starting unit after trading Norman Powell to the Miami Heat in a 3-team deal that brought back forward John Collins. The Bucks couldn't compete with the Clippers' expected offer for Beal aside from their opening in their backcourt in the wake of waiving Lillard and stretching his salary. The Athletic added that Beal has also considered the Bucks, Golden State Warriors, Los Angeles Lakers, citing league sources. The Golden State Warriors were the favorites to sign free agent center Al Horford this offseason until 3 teams emerged to crowd them. According to Anscape's Mark Spears, the Warriors' Western Conference rivals Los Angeles Lakers and 2 teams from the Eastern Conference have expressed interest in the 39-year-old center. Golden State, obviously, expected him to sign last week. He didn't, Spears said on ESPN's NBA Today on July 14th. Lakers, Milwaukee, and Atlanta, I believe, are also interested in a nearly 40-year-old guy who also has retirement on the table. He's still considering retiring. He's not in any hurry. He's got a 6th kid coming on the way. He lives in Atlanta and Boston in the offseason. But I'm hearing that whether it's Golden State and to a lesser extent the Lakers, being away from the family that far isn't going to be in that decision. Horford, who earned $9.5 million last season, averaged 9.0 points, 6.2 rebounds, and 2.1 assists, while making nearly 2 three-pointers per game on 36.3% shooting from beyond the arc. Warriors want to add stretch center. The Warriors have been looking for a stretch center even before losing Kevin Looney to the New Orleans Pelicans in free agency. Golden State General Manager Mike Dunleavy Jr. made that clear during a recent interview. I think we learned a lot about the team this past year, especially since we've added Jimmy Butler, Dunleavy told ESPN's Katie George during halftime of the Warriors' NBA Summer League opener in Las Vegas on July 11th. We feel like we have a group going forward that's going to be pretty good. What do we need to add? I think from that standpoint, we want to look to the front court to add some shooting, in the backcourt some defense. Offensively, guys that can shoot, pass, and dribble. There's tons of needs, but I think we've zeroed in on some areas that we can address. As the summer unfolds, we'll continue to try and do that. Horford has been playing that stretch role for the Boston Celtics for the past 4 seasons, winning 1 championship in 2024. Last season, Coach Steve Kerr leaned on then-rookie Quinton Post in the role. With Looney gone, the Warriors need a veteran big man to mentor Post, while also helping them in their win-now window and easing the burden of Draymond Green. Kings offer rejected. The Warriors have yet to make a move in free agency pending the resolution of their restricted free agent Jonathan Kuminga's situation. They recently rejected a trade offer from the Sacramento Kings for Kuminga, Anthony Slater of The Athletic reports. They've drawn inbound calls in recent days, most notably from the Sacramento Kings, who floated an offer of Devin Carter, Dario Saric, and 2 second-round picks, league sources said. The Warriors have so far balked at what they felt was a buy-low attempt, league sources said, Slater wrote. Slater added that the Warriors are looking for a promising young player plus a first-round pick in a sign-and-trade scenario for the 22-year-old athletic forward. Rumors continue to swirl about Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James wanting a trade. However, until he comes out and states that he wants to be traded, there isn't likely much to discuss. James, still one of the better players in the NBA, finds himself in a difficult situation with the Lakers. While the Lakers might not be championship contenders right now, it's tough to see a scenario where James could join a different team and land with one. However, if he tried to, there are a few teams that would come to the top of the list. At the top are the Golden State Warriors, allowing him to play alongside Stephen Curry. When recently examining ways for the Warriors to improve their offense, Last Word on Sports proposed the idea of the Lakers trading James to the Warriors. They added that the best trade option would be adding James, and there's reason to believe that's the case, whether it be on or off the court. If we talk about best trade options for the Warriors, one name will always be on the list. There have been ramblings in the past several days that LeBron James might not be happy with the direction that the Los Angeles Lakers are taking. Pairing him with Steph Curry would be a dream scenario for both of them and fans around the league. This move will likely require the Warriors to send Butler the other way for salary purposes. But James is still a better player and a superstar despite his age. He might be able to get a bit more out of Kuminga as well. It might be an elusive dream for Warriors fans, but nothing is certain, they wrote. Warriors reportedly were in on LeBron at trade deadline. Rumors surrounding the Los Angeles Lakers star continue to center on his future plans. It was reported during the deadline that the Golden State Warriors had made calls about James at the deadline. Although he wasn't traded, it's worth noting the interest the Warriors had in him at the time. The Warriors are legitimately calling about every All-Star player, Shams Charania of ESPN said. You just named the All-Star player, the Warriors have probably called about them. Paul George? They've made calls on every star, and that, of course, includes players like LeBron, players like Kevin Durant, players like Jimmy Butler. They're making calls. They are dead set on trying to find another star player, superstar player, with Stephen Curry. That is another subplot to this trade deadline as well. Previous interest reignited. It doesn't sound like the Golden State Warriors have ever made an offer for James, but according to a recent report from Ramona Shelburne and Brian Windhorst of ESPN, the Warriors and a handful of other teams considered making an offer for him. Nothing has materialized from that yet, but it's possible that could change in the future. One Eastern Conference executive was convinced James wanted out of LA, Shelburne and Windhorst wrote. A handful of teams, including the Golden State Warriors, who tried to trade for James in 2023-24, considered again whether to make an offer, sources said.